Hey, what's up everybody? This video is dedicated to my previous video that I had done entitled 11 Signs That You or Someone You Know May Have a Sexual Attachment. Now, if you have not seen that video, please watch that video first so that you can have a very good, solid foundation and understanding of what I'm about to share with you in this one. There are also things that I said in the previous video that I'm not going to bother repeating in this one. So if you have not seen the first video, I implore you to stop this one and watch that one and then come back to this one. Now, I've gotten permission from someone who I have been speaking with off and on for some time now, if I could use a little of their backstory and some photos that they had sent to me after I had given them an intuitive reading regarding a situation as it relates to sexual attachments. And the person agreed, and I promised them that in return that I would protect their anonymity, their privacy, and so I'm very thankful for that. So thank you. You know who you are. Now, a part of this backstory is that the gentleman who had given me permission to share this with you guys is a member of AstralBooBaby.net. He's been a member for years. And one of the benefits of being a member is that they have direct access to me. And I would often take time to respond to them privately with matters regarding elevation of consciousness, advice, intuitive readings. So in essence, I gave this gentleman an intuitive reading, and I had told him that he had sexual attachments. And he was very receptive and pretty much agreed that he would do whatever it takes to put in the work to overcome. Now, what I mean by overcome is understanding and knowing that we never really get rid of our demons. We just learn to stay above them or to shield them away from our space, to block them out. Just like the ancient one said in the movie Doctor Strange. I love that line. It is so true. But anyway, attachments or demons, parasites, or whatever you want to call them, are everywhere, and they're not going anywhere no time soon. So with that in mind, the aim is that we become aware of these attachments and we simply master the mind and get to the point of being above them, where they would have no control or influence on our being. We would basically be in a position where we have control over the demon or attachment, parasite, instead of them having control or influence over us. You see? All right, so let's move on. So the brother who inspired this video sent me a photo sometime after I had done that intuitive reading, revealing to him that I sensed that he had sexual attachments, and right away I saw them. With his digital camera and his psyche, he captured visible evidence of what I have been saying all along. Now let me reiterate a very important point as it relates to the lens of the camera and consciousness. The lens of a camera is basically technology mimicking human sight. So just because you or I may not be able to see something that someone else says that they can see through their lens does not mean that they are not seeing what they see. We just simply have different versions, cameras, so to speak. Some of us have more advanced cameras that can pick up a light spectrum and details that an older model camera cannot pick up, you see? Let me go just a little bit deeper to drive this metaphor home. Go take a picture with an old and outdated camera, and you will find that you will not get the same quality and detail as a new digital camera has. Compare the video and picture quality from old cameras compared to the ones we have. We clearly see a massive leap in evolution. Well, the same concept is true within humanity with different cameras, lens to the eyes, Some of us have more advanced versions than others. So if we take our digital camera and get in the right light at the right time with our consciousness, we can capture things on camera that cannot be seen with the naked eye. Alright, so now let's bring it back to the subject matter at hand. The brother who inspired this video and the sexual attachments that has been caught on camera. Now this brother is very empathic. He's very, very powerful in his own right, which is why some of these attachments will be drawn to him or people who are powerful like him. So he would be the equivalent of a candle in the dark, and these attachments will be drawn to him like a moth to a flame. But this brother does have a sexual addiction that he's been battling with for some time now. Now keep in mind that I gave him that read before he sent me the first photo asking me what is it in the photo. I saw the photo and immediately saw evidence caught on camera of the attachments that I was telling him about. They were on his auric field. Now here's that first photo. Of course, I have these blocks here to protect his anonymity. Unfortunately, a couple of these photos show these attachments best around the areas that I have to block out. But I think what I can show is more than enough to drive home the point. But this one right here, you guys see this? These are astral parasites. Now there are different forms of astral parasites, but these particular buggers right here are very spherical, and as you can see, they look very similar to organisms that we've seen through a microscope on a petri dish. But these guys ride various degrees of energy streams and different densities of H2O that is all around us. And of course, you guys can see that there's a light mixture of light here. And this dark space within here, this will be the equivalent of the eye. The eye of the attachment, the eye of the parasite. Now from this perspective, these things may look very simple, but they are very intelligent, and they do have the ability to shape shift and take on different forms, and they can project to the human conscious mind what it wants it to see and feel. Alright, let me pull up the next photo. Speaking of eyes, look at this one. It literally looks like a pair of eyes caught off guard looking back at us. Look at that. And so here you have it, guys. You're looking at this with your own eyes, your own lens, so to speak. These images are 100% authentic. I did not doctor anything, with the exception of blocking out this brother's eyes and mouth to protect his anonymity. And for anyone who's quick to say, oh, this is trickery, this is Photoshop, it's lint, it's this, it's that, to discredit what is being said, I challenge you guys to recreate and replicate this, and then come back and talk to me. Alright, now let's move on to the next photo. Now this one was really good. He had a really striking one near one of his eyes, and of course I can't show you guys that, but I don't know if the detail of this one will show up as clearly as the original. But look at the texture here. There's one right here. There's one right here. Here. Now let's see. Here's another one. And again, the most obvious ones in this photo is near his eyes. So here's the next photo. All right, this one is very unique and interesting. Let me break this one down. The brother is not in this photo. However, he took this photo. So in essence, what's happening here is that he took this picture from the center of his bubble And what you are seeing here is an energy string wrapped around his sphere. You see that? You see how it kind of dips out in the middle and sort of comes around? That is not coming from the people in the photo. That is not coming from anywhere else. It is coming from his biosphere. And he caught an energy stream, and here are some attachments right here. Now, our biosphere can have the color of the rainbow within them, but when we start seeing things that look like this, we need to know that these are attachments or parasites. And in this case, these things are amping up and feeding our brother's sexual addiction. Now, to reiterate, a clean and balanced biosphere would be bright, clear, and radiant. If our dear brother didn't have any attachments, this would not show up. This would be clear. The same would be true for this one. Alright, so again, these attachments come in many different sizes, forms, shapes, and the more we feed them, the bigger they become, the stronger they become, and the bigger and stronger they become, it becomes that much more harder for us to break free of them and rise above them. So again, here's why I am bringing awareness to this subject matter. Because awareness is what? The first step in acknowledging that there is a potential problem. And we cannot acknowledge or fix a potential problem if we are not aware of the root cause. Now, I will eventually do a part 2 to sexual attachments because there are so many more signs. But that video will come sometime later because it does take quite a bit of time and attention to put together the video, my style, and the way that I prefer to get a message across. Alright, that's it, guys. Please share this video with anyone who's sexually active or anyone who has ever had sex, and let them decide whether the message within resonate or not. Alright? And measure with love always.